Steph, Abby, and Matt. You're only a what if away from great holidays. What if? It's Aussie for travel. Steph, Abby, and Matt.
Brisbane wakes up with Steph, Abby, and Matt on B105.
Hello, podcasters. You can stay in here, Caitlin. You can stay.
She don't want to.
We started recording our podcast intro, and Caitlin setting up a camera in here, and she couldn't have run out any faster. She's like, I'm out. Anyway, she's gone.
She's gone.
We're about to speak to one of the captains of
Down Under. Below Deck.
Below Deck.
Down Under.
Below Deck, Down Under.
Below Deck. I knew it was under something. Gosh, my friends are obsessed with this show.
Yeah.
The new season, which she says is the best season ever.
Okay. Well, he's on the show. Is he on the show tomorrow? Playing that? Yeah, tomorrow.
Yep.
I'd
Okay.
say. So get amongst that. Big podcast today. Mum's gone wild. We hear from some more wild women. Hey, I heard you were a wild one.
Yeah, they're like unicorns, wild women.
Not really.
You don't really get them very often.
That means the party will be a blessing.
Yeah, we find out that today, don't we? All right, let's get into it. Here's today's podcast.
I got a hangover. How does a tiger get in the bathroom? It almost killed me.
Hey, bro, you mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
I got a hangover.
Hey, Phil, am I missing a tooth?
Mum's Gone Wild, the 28th of June. And as mums, we're going to party responsibly.
As a mom.
As a mom.
As a mother.
We used to not party responsibly. So that's, a lot of the stories that we're hearing from mums that want to come along. We did just do an invite. Dana, bless her heart, she was saying that she once woke up surrounded by cheeseburgers.
So yes, woke up after a big night out with $200 worth of cheeseburgers. So it's about 40-ish
So they were in your bed with you?
on the floor, yes.
Right, okay.
Around me.
Did you go home with a hamburglar? She manifested that, I think.
She can't really explain it.
Nope.
I did ask. She obviously just wanted some cheeseburgers.
Some.
A lot. I don't know. Yeah, she also said one shoe.
Oh.
She only had one shoe on.
So maybe she exchanged the other shoe for the cheeseburgers. Who knows?
We'll never know.
Yes.
What's the biggest night you've woken up to?
I don't
Tell the story, the first one that comes to mind.
To be fair, I wasn't responsible. I am now, but I wasn't responsible. So we had some real crazy parties. One morning I woke up and I was a little bit scared because I woke up on the table because we didn't have any furniture because we're so poor. So we had the milk crates upside down and we had a table, that was a door. So it was only a low one to the ground. And I had like a doona and a pillow and I was sleeping on there. And then I looked down and there was a gnome, a garden gnome at the end. I was like,
classic.
well, that's weird, isn't it? And then I looked out and there was a hose. So my
Short
flatmate,
hose.
my flatmate and I and a group of friends had collected things from the front yard on the way home.
Right, Bunnings does open up quite early, does it? In the morning.
Why would you say that?
Why did we?
I was going to say, why would you steal a hose? And the question answered itself.
Worst thing I've woken up to was when I was flatting with the girl who actually introduced me to Esther. And we used to have a single bed in our lounge room. That was our couch. So it was perfect to sleep on when you'd come home. And I left all the doors and everything open. I must have been in quite the state. And I slept on it nude because I was obviously, just pulling everything off when I got home.
Yeah.
And I woke up to my flatmate's mum
Oh, God.
putting a cushion over me and saying, darling, you're naked and Kami's dad is about to walk in the door. So... Not that anything happened between me and Kami, but I was just passed out there. They were coming over for Sunday morning breakfast with their daughter.
Oh, God. Fresh from
There
church.
I am, spread eagle from the night before.
In the morning.
And she's just covered up. She was so sweet about it. She's
Lucky
like,
she went in first.
yeah. She's like, maybe pop upstairs.
I wonder.
To your bedroom.
Do you think that's just a normal occurrence? They're like, send mum in first, make sure it's legit and good to
Did you
go.
come back and she's taken all the cushions off and she's washing them?
No, I don't know. I can't even remember, but that was, it was not my funnest moment. But then also the awkward thing of holding the cushion and walking away.
Front or back?
Did you know her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Carmen's mum.
Mrs. Carmi's mum.
Yeah.
No, we were she knew what Carmi was like as well. It was quite a party house, that house.
Weirdest thing I've woken up with is a fist.
I mean, it's up to you whether you explain that or not. I can just say 13, 10, 60. What have you woken up to?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Sure.
What do you mean?
Woke up and we had walked past a Vinnie's charity bin, and there was a clay. Someone had sculpted just an arm.
Oh, right.
Was the shop open or someone had just left it out the front?
On the charity bin. So and the bin was full.
Yeah.
Fit in, and I liked that. I kept that fist for years.
Really?
It was a centerpiece.
There you go. 13, 10, 60. What did you wake up to after a night out? Where or what, I guess? Or who? 13, 10, 60. We'll take your calls next.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
I got a hangover. How does a tiger get in the bathroom? It almost killed me.
Hey, bro, you mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
I got a hangover.
Hey, Phil, am I missing a tooth?
Oh, Mum's gone wild. We're just going to party responsibly for a short period of time. In fact, we'll probably be in bed maybe around about 8:30 p.m. But God, we are going to have fun.
What
bed,
a
we don't know.
load. There is not a
Why?
chance.
Every
We
time you
could.
set that
This is what I
boundary-
always say when we do Mum's Gone Wild. I always say to the women that are there, this is your night.
Yeah.
Whatever it means to you. If you want to be in bed early, fine. If you want to be in bed early the next morning, fine.
We've already come this far. What does it matter? The damage is done.
But 13, 10, 60, what did happen after a night out? Where did you wake up? Because one of our lovely ladies woke up with $200 worth of cheeseburgers. It's a lot of cheeseburgers.
Good time. Simon in Sumner, where did you wake up?
I was woken up to a knock at the door and told to hide in the cupboard.
Right.
Oh.
And it was a peculiar situation. But I was sleeping on the floor at my friend's girlfriend's house. Nothing sinister. And the knock at the door. Oh, quick! You've got to go and hide. And I was in my boxer shorts, so I was just there. And you got to look quick, hide in the cupboard. And then I heard the door open, and a bit of noise. And then the door opens in the bedroom. And then the cupboard door opens. And it's my best mate. And he goes, well, what are you doing in here? So what are you doing with my girlfriend? I was like, no, because she gets scared. She was actually get scared, and the boyfriend wouldn't come up. And she trusted me. So, and I was 16 at the time. But, so I go over and stay with her. And I think she was a year older.
But hiding in the cupboard makes
Made
it
look
sus.
worse, yeah.
Well, it wasn't me. They told me to hide, and it's like,
So you had
I had a
So
little
did
bed
your
on
friend
the.
believe you, or he's like, nah?
Yeah, he did. Everything was fine. Everything was great.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was all good. So.
That's interesting that they would believe that, because that's like every movie
Yeah.
you watch where the guy's in the cupboard.
Yeah.
That's what
Whereas
they're...
if he was asleep in the lounge room, you wouldn't even bat an eyelid.
I sent you a video of a Scottish man. Did you see that?
I love that one. So many
he
people have sent
woke
that one
up
to me.
and he's on a lounge and someone's making him a cup of tea and he can't stop laughing. So he just woke up in random person's house. So they decided to make him breakfast and a cup of tea. The party was next door. So he went out and got
I
the wrong
love
house when he
that.
returned to.
What a
Yeah.
lovely neighbour who's like, I'll let him sleep it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him a cup of tea. Alira in Wood Hill, where did you wake up?
Hello. I woke up. I was at one of the dams out past Bow Desert. Can't even remember which dam it was, but it was one of the ones that have the cabins with the bunk beds.
Oh, lovely.
Had a big night on tequila with my mate Jazzy. Shout out to Jazzy. Turns out I tried to do a flip off the top of a bunk bed and I slipped off and landed on the side table.
Ooh.
And I was that drunk I didn't even think anything of it. Woke up the next morning next to this nice guy and I had a very, very purple bruise on my stomach on my side, and my friend Jazz that day had to drive me to the hospital after lots of agony and pain.
You broke your ribs?
Can you do a backflip?
Yes, I did. I broke my rib. Yeah.
That's not a good
I
time.
didn't do the flip up well.
But have
that
you
well
ever
at
done
all.
a flip before?
No. On the
okay,
trampoline I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can bounce on my back and then go back.
I just
but
didn't know if it was a
that's as
party
far
trick
as it
you
goes.
used to be able to do as a kid, so you're like, watch this.
That's right,
Yeah.
yes. And my friend Jazz has taken me on many hospital trips when we were younger. So, yeah, very thankful to have her in my life.
Nice of that guy to care for you for the night, though.
Yeah, lovely. Whatever his name was, yeah.
Yep.
All right,
I'm a
Jeff.
doctor. You wouldn't believe it. Take your shirt off. Let me have a look at that.
Hey, broke a rib. Jeff and Lawton, what happened to you? Where did you wake up?
Hey guys, how you going?
Good, mate.
Yeah, look, it was almost 35 years ago. Back when I was in my late teens, 19, and I woke up to this strange noise and couldn't really work out what it was in my hungover state. And went to sit up and bang my head on something. Had a bit of feel around. I could feel sand. All right, it turned out I was asleep on the beach underneath a upside down dinghy. Crawled out from underneath it. The noise I could hear was all these little kids running around. It was a junior surf lifesaving club.
Yeah.
And had a look in front of me, and I'd seen this big long wooden jetty, and I thought, oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And mind you, I grew up in Townsville, and so I turned around and seen the sign that said Picnic Bay pub. And I was actually on an island 8 kilometres off the coast of Townsville.
Did you get on the boat and then?
Well, that was a whole different story. Yeah. So apparently, I had just enough money in my wallet. Lucky I still had my wallet to catch a one-way ticket on the ferry back to the mainland. And it was back in the days when I didn't have a mobile phone, so used the payphone to reverse charge call a local call to my mum. Because I was still living at home at the time, and asked her to come pick me up.
Wow.
And she said, what are you doing there? And I said, yeah, good question. Don't know, just come pick me up.
Oh,
so
Do you know whose dinghy it was?
No, it was just a random dinghy on the beach. But went home, bit of sleep, and then I went down to the Sunday sesh at the pub where I knew all my mates would be, and walked in. And they all give me a big cheer, and I hang on, guys, and went and got a beer, and went home and said, "Righto, what happened?" And apparently we're out at some nightclub pub, and I had this mad idea that we should all go over the island and continue on, and as it turns out, I was the only one that went. So,
This is why you should drink responsibly.
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's like that guy who climbed up on a crane on the Gold Coast a few months ago. He'd had a big night. He woke up on top of a crane on a skyscraper they were building.
Wow.
And they had to get him down.
Luckily, back in Townsville on those days, they didn't have any cranes because I probably would have done that too.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
I think we've all seen a kid have a tantrum at the shops or maybe at the airport when they lie down on the ground and they just go "Ugh," with all their fists and their feet. And I don't know about you, but many times I've looked at that and thought, yes, I can relate. And I also would like to do that. But you try not to because you're supposed to be some sort of adult that doesn't. But there is a lady who has had a meltdown and people are saying that she's had an adult tantrum.
Right.
At an airport, Milan airport, because they weighed her suitcase and it was too heavy.
Right.
And she just couldn't handle it.
Oh.
But there is people just wait around her. The security did an amazing job because they tried to talk to her and she just wasn't ready. So she's laying on the floor. She's kicking and screaming. People are watching and they just wait.
Do they regularly have the same say the same thing you do with your kid? You go, they'll tire out in a minute.
Yeah.
They'll run out of steam.
Well, she did. They didn't let her on the flight.
Right.
And then once she'd come down, they booked her on another flight.
How embarrassing, though, from there, you throw that big tantrum and then you do stop eventually, but you have to stand up and brush yourself off. And you're like, okay.
But do you think someone that would do that would be embarrassed by it, you know?
Well, I guess eventually you cool off, don't you?
But if you've just been at that, boiling time, I think I had a cry, a public cry at a train station in Sydney because I was supposed to go for a new job and I'd missed it. And, when it was delayed and I just burst loud crying. Which normally I'd look back and go, oh my gosh, how embarrassing. But I was like, oh my God. And then people are like, you're right, but yeah.
And if you'd have got on that train and got that job, though, you wouldn't be sitting here, a real sliding doors
oh
moment.
My God, don't make me cry again.
Walked into
I'm
that
presuming you have not had a tantrum as an adult in public, have you? You guys?
No, not like that.
You just chip it in.
Yep.
The only one that I do remember and it was embarrassing was we were somewhere We're doing an outside broadcast when I was at another radio station, and technically none of it was working.
Yes.
And like we were off air here and there, and I was like, let's just go back to the studio. Let's get out of here at 6 o'clock in the morning. And they're like, no, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. After about 40 minutes, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm going back to the studio. And I walk off to my car, thinking I'm going to drive off.
Yeah. Did you not have the keys?
Forgot my keys.
Oh, my God.
No.
So I had after going, this is ridiculous. I'm out of here. I'm going back to the studio. And then I had to come back and go, has anyone seen my keys?
Actually, yes, you
Has
always used to
anyone
have
got
adult
that?
tantrums.
Got
Yeah,
one?
you did.
Oh, yeah, you used to say he was a
Yes.
You and I worked together for 2 weeks before I came here.
Yes, you
Every
did.
day.
You were a little bit, yeah.
The best one I ever saw was when I worked up at Channel 10, and beside us there was a kids show that was filmed.
Yeah.
And one of the characters was a giant mouse because he was like it was a play on computer mouse and a mouse, right? And he got fired up at his director one day, and he just snapped, and he was just yelling at his director, but he was in full mouse costume.
Oh, the best.
And the tail was just going sick at the back.
And it would have been real muffled as well.
No, he had face paint, but we're like being yelled at with someone with a little black nose and little whiskers.
Yeah.
You're like, this isn't working.
It's like my friends that do kids' parties. I was like, imagine them getting angry when they're on their way to a kids' party as a fairy.
Yes.
Or Elsa.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
You're like, no way. You'd have to do it if you dealt with, like if you're in customer service, I think people would have meltdowns.
Yeah, definitely. Retail.
Retail would be the worst for it. But when they don't, it's usually when people try to return things, wouldn't it be? And they're damaged and they don't let them get their money back or something like that.
Yeah. Or even like hospitality, when you get your food wrong or your order wrong and stuff, people snap there.
Yeah, I'm usually too hungry to wait for the next thing to come back.
Or you never want to send it back to the kitchen.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
You're like, nah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yes, I would love to get the cheeseburger with spit in it. 13 10 60. Have you had someone throw a tantrum before? A customer?
Or are you going to admit
whoever.
that it was yourself?
Yeah, maybe you've done it. Sometimes you do get pushed to breaking point, I guess. 13 10 60. We will take your calls next to B105.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Adult tantrums, you know. I mean, when kids do it, it's just getting that energy out, that frustration. And adults need to do that too. That's why a lady had a meltdown at Milan. She's obviously gone shopping, and they weighed her suitcase, and it was too heavy. So she had to pay a lot of money. She just couldn't handle it.
Was her husband standing beside her saying, I told you, babe?
We waited at the apartment, I told you.
I don't know.
You don't
People
need all
around
that
said
stuff.
it was very embarrassing. But they just waited for her to finish and then booked her onto another flight.
Dave in Boondall. Hey, mate.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Good. Adult tantrums.
Yeah, mate, my grandfather and I were playing golf at Virginia 15, 20 years ago. And the 10th tee there, you hit off across the lake. And we watched a guy put about 4 or 5 balls into the lake. And then he picked up his golf bag, chucked the whole thing in the lake and stormed off towards the car park. And then he come back about 5 minutes later and jumped into the lake, dragged out his golf club. And my grandfather, being my grandfather, said, nice to see you finally come to your senses. The guy just looked at us, grabbed his car keys out of the bag and then threw the bag back in the lake and stormed off again.
I just needed the keys.
The best.
Wow. He's done.
Golf. Look, I would say that was unbelievable, but having seen how annoyed even Stav just got playing, it is a frustrating sport.
It can be.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
That is the best. I'm not going to judge that man because I reckon I could find myself there during a game one time.
Yeah.
Karine in Woodridge, what's your adult tantrum story? Good.
Yeah. Firstly, guys, I'm a long-time listener, third-time caller.
Hey,
I love
nice
you
one.
guys so much.
Oh, thank you.
You're amazing. I love listening to you every day. I try to get on as many times as I can, but...
Oh, we want to get to hear you.
We love you and we really want to get our compliment, but it's very hard to hear you at the moment.
Yeah, sorry, my daughter's actually having a tantrum at the moment. That's kind of exciting. Basically, my tantrum, I went working at the childcare centre and I got let go. So I was in a meltdown. I had
Sorry, Karine.
She
We
said
can't
that
hear
she
you.
had a meltdown. We want to hear from you later. We'll
Yeah.
get her on for the podcast.
She had. Karine had the meltdown.
Yeah, she did. She got let go from a job
Oh.
Yeah.
It's because she's on hands-free there, so she's obviously in the middle of something.
So she had a full meltdown in a childcare.
In the childcare.
Oh, you poor thing.
At least they would have understood what was going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a deep breath. I really want to hear the story, though. She's
do I.
self-confessed. Tantrum. No, she doesn't have time to pull over.
No.
Does she?
No. Too loud.
All right, I'm going to throw a tantrum over that. Damn you, Kareem. No.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
See what you think about this one. It's a new trend hitting the dating apps, and people are, I think, understandably upset. And it's one dating app in particular. It is Grindr. And the men of Grindr are getting annoyed at the amount of straight men getting onto Grindr with no intention of ever experimenting or anything, but just for the glow up ego boost.
That'd be something you do, right?
Have done in the past.
Like when you say
when
these
I
men,
say there's people doing
when you say
it,
these men,
I'm doing it, and I
you're
want to know if it's right or wrong.
10 different profiles, and you'll never believe, is
No,
the
but they
fishing
actually-
one getting the most
Me with the no, but they actually chat to them too, send nudes apparently as well.
Really?
And then they just ghost the guy. A guy had it happen to him so many times. He's like, "What is actually going on here?" And he confronted someone, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually straight. I just was here for the."
Now a gay man finally knows what it's like to be a straight man. He's chatting, thinking you're getting somewhere with a girl, and she goes, nah. Not feeling it, mate.
What do you think, right
That's
or
all
wrong?
this is.
I mean, you always say that attention from anywhere is fine.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't seek it, but if you get it, how wonderful.
I guess actively seeking it out is a bit strange.
Yeah. I think if you're seeking it out from there, though, you're probably kind of into that, aren't you?
So when we go out with our friends, we went out for dinner and then went to a couple of gay bars and stuff like this. And it's like he gets all the attention. They're like, "Can you take your husband home now? It's not fun." Because I'm like, he just screams straight man, but then he's like, "Oh, stop, guys!" Oh.
Are you just a straight guy getting attention if you set up a Grindr profile and then send a doodle pic?
I don't think they are straight.
Right. But what you're saying is that they're
Curious,
but they're not going. They're not going on any of the dates, or they're never taking the next step.
But then I guess on what level is the relationship? Maybe they're just not physical, but they're still liking the attention from men and still getting off from it. So on some level,
They like it.
they like it.
They like it a
Do you know
lot.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because my friends that are on there, it's not as chatty as what other apps are. There's more.
It's more direct.
Yeah, and photos and shared and stuff like that. So I would say that would be it, really.
Do women go on the dating apps just to get their attention, and then with no intention to see the guys?
None of my friends do.
I don't think
They
they
get
need to,
really
do they?
frustrated, I guess, when they're trying to find genuine relationships and they're chatting with people. And I think they've enjoyed that. And then you see the screenshot that they've sent me that's just totally changed. So
you can see the demeanour and the guy change.
Yeah, so all my friends that have been on it have, been after relationships or something else.
Yeah.
But not just for attention and not going to act on it. Because if you do that, they always say you could just go down to a bar.
Exactly. Wonder if gay guys do it with females. Sorry, sister, I was just seeing if you're interested.
Oh, we kind of knew.
It was like the same as Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
When you're selling something on there.
Is this still available?
Yes. You get all this chitter-chatter. Where are you located? Are you free on Saturday? And then nothing. They don't even reply. And you're like, I thought I was
Do you think they're getting a dopamine hit?
Yeah.
Just from pretending that they want to buy it?
Maybe, because there's so many of them. And then I get all excited. I'm up and about that I'm making $80. And then they don't hear nothing from them. And then I get desperate. Hey, Roger, still want to buy the lawnmower? Still available.
It's really good.
Roger, I've got lots of people interested.
Well, that's what the Grindr guys were like. They go, hey,
Roger,
hey, Tom.
I don't. Come back.
Where are you, Roger? You made me feel something, Roger.
I like how he's picked that name.
Me too.
What do you think of
I
it?
am
Do you
trying
think
to
it's
sell
wrong?
a mower to Roger right now.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's time wasting.
It's time wasting, but I guess it depends on what you're after. If you enjoy that interaction, that's all you want. I mean, the only thing that comes back if they're straight men in relationships is that a class of cheating.
Cheating.
Because some people will say yes if you're secretly doing it or if you're getting something from it that you're not getting from your relationship.
I
Who did you see? What straight man did you see on there?
Roger.
Damn it, Roger.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
I walked in the studio this morning and I was like, good morning, Matthew. And he's like, good morning, Abby. And I was like, oh, what's going on? He's like, I'm having computer issues.
Oh.
And I, as a joke, said, you know what you need, mate? You need to call Geeks to You. And I did that as a joke because he's the youngest on the team. I thought, you know what? He's up to date with
He's got this covered.
Yeah. And he goes, I've already Googled them.
Oh, dear.
You know when you break something and in your attempt to fix it, you break it some more?
Yep.
And this is going to be the most embarrassing thing now because everything's the cloud, right?
Yep.
The stupid cloud.
No, he was calling it the iCloud.
No, it is.
I know, but the way you're saying it was like he's referring to it as the Facebook.
It's on the internet via the website.
And where is it? Where is the damn thing?
That's a very good question because everything's saying it's in there. My hard drive is apparently full, so I'm trying to copy it off there onto another hard drive. I went to Officeworks yesterday, bought myself an external hard drive, plugged it into my laptop, goes, nah, doesn't work. You're on a Mac, not a Windows.
This would never happen before you're a grandfather.
Correct. It's gotten to me. my newfound title.
I just don't know if it's the age. Like, is there a set age where you can't do the tech and you need a younger person? Because I guarantee that someone from Geeks to You is not coming up and is a 60-year-old man.
Some 13-year-old is going to walk in and fix it.
Well, after 3, he's got school.
And Mum drops him off. And I've already asked Jace out there to have a look. Caitlin, who's young and internet stuff, she came in and had a look.
That must have helped you out, though, because she couldn't fix it.
Yeah, but I think, and look, she was nice about it, but I think she couldn't fix it because I think
what you've done.
I've broken it beyond repair.
She didn't want to go, oh, look, mate, I don't know what you've done. You've really started to stuff up.
And it's giving me vibes of whenever I've tried to DIY something at my house, right? I'm like, I can do this, there's no worries. I've gone too far, then I get a real tradie in to come and have a look at it, and they go, what is going on here? I go, mate, I don't know.
Someone else came, some handyman.
When I bought it, this is how it was. And he said, how long have you lived here? And I say, 7 years.
He goes, it's still wet.
Yeah. It's just frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Technology is
But I
frustrating.
said, why don't you take it back into Apple?
Oh, because then you
You
stand
don't want
there
the
for
public
3 days.
humiliation. Okay.
No, and then some kid comes over and goes, excuse me, have you made a booking? Have you made a booking? I go, I can't make a booking because the thing that I have to book on is broken. He goes, I'm so sorry.
I don't think
You're
they
in the
come with
way."
any. I don't think they do the judgy. If like a younger person comes to fix the text, I don't think there is.
It's like a carer; they're not allowed to.
That's the interview process.
The carers don't go, look at you, can't eat solid foods. I guess I'll change the pens. They don't do that.
Well, that's not nice.
Do you think they'll tell me it happens to everybody? So what you're saying?
Yeah, and rub your back gently.
Yeah.
I don't mind being unsavvy in tech, but the DIY one, that embarrasses me.
Makes you feel like less of a man, doesn't it?
100%, but no one knows computers.
I guess so.
I thought that would be more your domain.
That's insulting because you're just going purely on appearance.
No, you just like to refer to yourself as a geek.
Yeah.
So what are you a geek of?
Pop culture.
Can't really call that up and say, hey, do you mind? We've got a quiz coming up.
It's two different things. See, you got it wrong there. Geeks are computery. Nerds are the pop culture bit. So I'm a nerd, not a geek. It's very hurtful.
Oh my labels.
God. Did you just misgender him? I give up. The iCloud, all of it is just stupid and it never works and it lies to you and it won't download.
Yeah, so you shouldn't have been judgy when your parents asked for help. You know, when your mum asked for help of tech and you've always gone, oh.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on printers. Printers, I'm sure they all have some sort of convention where they go, let's work for 3 months and then give up.
Even other machines don't like printers.
No.
The jerks of the...
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not talking
exactly. Oh, printers. No, don't invite printers to the Christmas party. Let's not have them
Just
there.
get it sorted out. Don't go and buy a new one.
I am at the point where I don't
not.
want to talk to someone from Geeks to You. I want to get a whole new laptop.
Do you want us to
and start
why
again.
don't you book them here? They can come to see you here.
No, because then you two will be here.
That's exactly what I would like to do.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
The weather now. Here's Tony Auden overlooking the lovely Story Bridge.
Oh, I know it is a boring conversation when it's like, how's the weather? But seriously, that's the only thing people are saying at the moment. It's cold, isn't it? It's really cold.
It's definitely a Brisbane thing when winter comes.
Well, I think it's in everything, but I was like, is it actually colder than this time last year?
Yep.
Or is it just been a year and we forget?
No, it's freezing.
It happens all the time.
What?
It just gets colder and everyone just, it's something new to talk about. And then we'll start to complain about
Yeah, but
how
everyone's like,
it's
but this is definitely
hot.
a cold snap. We're not used to this.
Arctic blast.
Well, rain bomb is the new thing too.
Yeah.
Since we had the last floods, everything's a rain bomb because that gets the clicks
Well,
online.
here in the city...
I'm going to say it is.
All right,
colder.
and how much colder would you say?
I'd say at least 2 or 3 degrees.
All right. Well, at the moment it is 7.8 and it says it feels like 5.6 here in the city. But we thought, why don't we actually find out if it is by an expert talking about from Channel 7 News, Tony Auden. Morning.
Good morning, guys. Well, I can confirm that we're just getting softer in our old age and we like to whinge about anything. It's not quite as cold as this time last year.
I was going to ask that question. Is it just the older your bones get, the more chilled you feel?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been out walking the dogs. It's very cold this morning. I've got my giant big fleece on and it's chilly. But if you look at the numbers, we've now had 4 nights under 10 degrees or at and below 10 degrees in Brisbane this year. This time last year we had 7 and we even had one in mid-May. So this year we didn't get that weird early sort of cold snap that we normally get in May. It's normally short-lived and then it sets in from now through to the rest of winter. We've had a warm run, which means that we've been kept, nice and comfortable, and now this little extended run we're getting now of cold nights is coming as a bit of a shock to the system.
Certainly is. I think it's freezing.
We should have asked him first rather than you putting yourself on the line there.
No, that's fine.
Oh, is it
That's
also?
fine.
Are you also forgetting?
Yes,
like what it
you
was like
do.
last year. Like your memory's a bit muddled
Definitely
up.
3 degrees colder, isn't it?
Definitely.
How long
Well,
is
guys,
this?
if you want to warm up, the ocean temperature is actually still 22 degrees. So go down the coast and try and push yourself in for a dip and it'll actually be warmer in the water there.
Yeah, says a surfer. Good one, Tony. Thanks for that.
It was worth a try.
How long is this going to last for, though? Because, when you kind of go in Brizzy, we're like, winter. But then it does seem like it gets, like, really, really cold for a few weeks and then we've got a nice
That's right.
spot.
So we're finding probably early to mid-August we start to see the tide turn. We're more likely to get a 30-degree day at the Ekka now than those strong westerly winds the whole time. So August really turns around. It'll essentially be cold right through June and July and the first week or so of August. Having said that, we'll get some double-figure nights coming up over the weekend, so a slight bit of reprieve in a couple of days, but it's only a tiny bit. So if you've got an early golf game booked, which I think Jason, your team, said he did on Sunday.
Did he ask you for the weather this weekend before he put you through to us?
Yeah, sure did.
Does that happen every time you go out and people see you? They come up and ask what the weather's going to be for X event or X weekend that they've got something on?
I can't walk down the hallway at work without being asked 5 times.
Wow.
It's normal and I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I should apologise because I hardly ever text you, Tony, except for when I want to know what the weather's going to be like for a fishing
And sorry
trip.
I keep cancelling your boat trips,
You
mate.
do, you do. I'm going to just start randomly texting you other stuff now, just so there's a few breaks in the
You'll
weather
forget.
questions.
We can chat lawns. I'm looking at my beautiful lawn right now.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Because you know how you have that with people?
Yeah.
You look at the last text and it's always just you asking for something.
Well, mine's always just asking him for surf conditions.
Yeah,
if,
right.
if Harvey and Son are going down.
The worst one is happy birthday.
Oh,
And then
yes.
it's like years gone by.
Yeah.
I have a mate, we just text Merry Christmas to each other. Nothing else except Merry Christmas. Well, Tony, if Stav's saying that it's getting colder, that would mean that he doesn't believe in global warming, right?
Well, I told you it's not quite as cold, and and that little change in August, we're really noticing that change. So I would have thought the Scottish blood might help out, but
You would
obviously
think.
feeling it.
Yeah, I've assimilated, Tony.
Brisbane
Yeah,
town.
I've
You have.
assimilated completely.
Yeah.
That Queensland blood.
Yeah.
Do you get asked that question a lot about global warming? Do people try and get you on side for their conspiracies?
Every now and then, it's not too bad these days, and I just try and keep little bits of information as low key as I can amongst everything else. It's obviously pretty daunting, and I guess if we get slightly warmer nights, that's one very, very small way of taking the edge off a few of the other things going on.
Well, mate, great to talk to you. Thanks for always being there for our weather questions.
Thanks, guys, and I can't wait for a message next big weather event.
Yes. No, we will talk to you before then.
We're all going to text you just randomly.
Yes, at 4 a.m. There he is,
Appreciate it, guys.
Tony Auden. Check him out on 7 News.
Staff, Abby and Matt.
Alpha Bucks tomorrow, 6, 7 and 8. Your chance to win 50 grand.
6 a.m, your letter is O. Some of your answers are orange, oval, and octagon. 7 a.m, it's G. You got grapes, you got gown, you got glider. And 8, it's D. And you got Daisy, dinosaur, and Dior.
Right, I see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye. Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.